welcome back to another video. This really popped when I saw it. That to me is a monster increase. Again, this book got hot. This book is ready to go higher.
So let's jump right into it.
We are back today with another statue review from Diamond Select Toys. Without further ado, let's get into the review. What is going on, YouTube? This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and welcome back to another video. You guys know what day it is. That's right, we're here for the Hot 10 Comics of the Week, the breakdown. If you guys aren't familiar with this list, what I do is I break down the 10 hottest comics according to the Key Collector app, and to let you guys know one by one if I'm a buyer here at these prices or if I'd be staying away or possibly even selling. Before we get started in this video, if you haven't checked out my website, mightycollects.com, I just uploaded some new books for sale if you guys are so inclined. One other thing, I'm going to be at Gotham Underground Comics in Ramsey, New Jersey this Saturday from 9 to 2:30. If you're around the area and want to look at some cool books or even just want to talk, stop on by. But with that said, let's jump into this list. At number 10 this week is a copy of Avengers number 11 and the first meeting between Spider-Man and the Avengers. But this is also the second appearance of Kang the Conqueror and the second appearance of Wonder Man in a CGC 8.5. Just sold last week for $1,500, up 8% since June. You guys know there's a secret announcement out there saying that Wonder Man is going to be getting his own Disney Plus show. We all know that Kang is already here. And of course, this is a Spider-Man and Avengers crossover. Am I spending $1,500 on a high-grade copy of this book? You know I'm not. I think that's kind of like a waste of money to go ahead and get this book at high grade. Again, if you want to own this at the lower grades, I'll probably be all for it because it goes by price. Right, guys? But for spending that kind of money, I don't think it's worth it. At number 9 this week is a copy of Tomb of Dracula number 1 and the first appearance of Dracula in Marvel Comics in a CGC 8.5. Just sold the prior week for $840, up 3% over that 12-month rolling average. You know there's a rumor out there that the man himself, Homelander, is going to be taking on the role of Dracula in an upcoming movie. It's not confirmed, of course, but either way, I want to own this book, but there's no way in hell I'm spending $840 on a high-grade copy. You could have had this book a couple of years back for probably a third of the price, so I'm not forking up the money now, even though I think this is awesome, beautiful Neil Adams cover, and a great key to boot. I'm not spending the money, though, here, guys. At number 8 this week is a copy of Strange Tales number 135 and the first appearance of S.H.I.E.L.D. and also the first appearance of Hydra in a CGC 7.5. Just sold last week for $700, up 8% over that 12-month rolling average. Again, what is S.H.I.E.L.D. going to go on to become moreover in the MCU? How much is Hydra going to be used going forward in the MCU? To me, I think that's a lot of money to spend on this book when you could have had it a couple years back for real cheap. Again, a nice Silver Age key I want to own, but there's no way in hell I'm spending $700 on a copy of it. At number 7 this week is a monster key, Incredible Hulk number 181, and the first full appearance of Wolverine in a CGC 8.0. Just sold the prior week for $7,800, up 4% over that 12-month rolling average. You guys know I've been talking about this book for the better part of 6 months, saying there's a lot of copies out there right now driving down the price of this one. Again, you know I'm a buyer of this book. However, I'm not sure right now is the best time to buy it. So right now, yes, I want to buy it, but be careful you're spending the right dollar amount for the copy that you buy. At number 6 this week is a copy of Batman Adventures number 12 and the first appearance of Harley Quinn. I've talked about this book before. It has been on the list probably over the past year and a half, and a CGC 6.5. Just sold the prior week for $579, up 16% over that 12-month rolling average. You guys know I'm not a huge fan of this book unless it's in a 9.8. So I can't really tell you guys to go out there and buy a lower grade copy because I just don't think it's worth it. However, if you can get a 9.8 copy, it might be worth it for the long term if you guys are willing to hold. At number 5 on this list is a copy of Incredible Hulk number 102 and the first Incredible Hulk in his own title after number 1 through 6. It starts off with Tales to Astonish and then goes over to Hulk at 102. And a CGC 7.0. just sold last week for $399, up 13% over that 12-month rolling average. This book was on the list last week, and it was a buy then, and I'm still a buyer here at a 7.0. I think for $400, that's a really good price for a really high-grade copy of this book. It's a classic cover to boot. I'm always a buyer while it's this low priced. At number 4 this week is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 121, and this classic cover and the death of Gwen Stacy, and a CGC 6.0. Just sold last week for $475, up 15% over that 12-month rolling average. This is one of my favorite covers of all time, and a yellow cover to boot. Whenever I talk about this book, I talk about the deal that I got a few years back. I pulled this out of a long box for $20, probably around the same grade. It was freaking magical. You guys know I'm a buyer of this one, being an incredible, Amazing Spider-Man fan. To me, I think this book is still undervalued. I'd be getting a copy, if I could, any chance I get, for a decent price. At number 3 this week is a copy of Marvel Premiere number 47, and the first appearance of Scott Lang as the new Ant-Man, but this is also the first appearance of Cassie Lang. And a CGC 9.6, just sold last week for $509, up 5% over that 12-month rolling average. Now, am I spending $500 on a high-grade copy of this book? You guys know I'm not. However, if you can get a mid to low grade, probably maybe a very fine copy for a lot less money, that's what I'd be sticking to. It's a nice, fun book to have in the collection. I don't think it's an investment book whatsoever, but for around $150, $200, I'd be a buyer of this one. Yes, I think Scott Lang is a great Ant-Man. At number 2 this week is a copy of Tales to Astonish number 63, and the first appearance and origin of the leader, and a CGC 9.0. Just sold last week for $1,600, up 68% since January. I gotta ask everyone out there in the community, who the hell is spending $1,600 on a 9.0 copy of the first appearance of the leader? I could take that book and go out and get a mid-grade Marvel Spotlight 5 or a mid-grade Amazing Spider-Man 129 and get a major first appearance instead of a high-grade copy of a character that's not really too well known. With that said, you guys know this is a thumbs down for me. Put that money towards a better looking book and a bigger key, if you will. And at the top spot this week, guys, is a copy of Ghost Rider number 1 and the first appearance of Ghost Rider in his own title, and a CGC 4.0. Just sold last week for $500, up 11% since February. I've been telling you guys I've been a buyer of this book for the better part of 2 years. You know, I'd rather own the Marvel Spotlight 5 if I had a choice, but for $500 on a 4.0 copy, I still think that's a good deal. I'd be all over this one if you guys are looking for a copy. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this list. A lot of new books on this list this week, which is great. Some old ones as well. But now it's time for my best buy of the week. And it's a really hard decision this week because there's not a lot of huge keys on there. But I bet you're surprised it's not Hulk 181. It is a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 121 and the death of Gwen Stacy. Not only is a classic cover, a classic yellow cover, and an amazing storyline, I just had to put this one at the best buy for this week. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. This is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.